Alright, welcome back to part 2 of the how to time with Aegisub tutorial. Again, this is that one guy Tim, and let's go ahead and get started where we left off last time. Last time we were talking about timing this specific line right here, so let's go ahead and do that. To do this, we select this line, and then we come up here to the audio, and let's move this over a bit and make the video smaller, so we can see more of the audio. Alright, so let's say, by the way, this script is a Guy Ray 0 script, which does not match the video, which is from Cross Game, but let's imagine it did. Alright, so imagine that this part right here is Yomi speaking. Alright, and she's saying father. Just imagine that. So let's go ahead and time it. By doing this, or to do this, you take your mouse and your left click will place the start of your selection. So let's go ahead and click there, and your right click will place the end of the selection, and we click there, and now we have our selection. And now that we have our time set, what you can do is a couple of things. You have a few options for how you can commit this. You can click this little arrow right here, or you can press F8, or you can click the commit button. If I'm just timing, typically I just click this right here, but I also do this sometimes. Just it doesn't really matter. So you click commit, and you can see the times that we set go down here, and Aegisub automatically jumps down to the next line for you, so you don't have to keep clicking on the next line over and over again. You can just it's already there, so you can go ahead and time the next one, which is kind of neat. So, all right. Now let's go back up to the line that we just timed and show you a few things. As you can tell, I didn't put the first time right there like that, right up against it. And the reason for that is because you need some lead in. You need to give the audience or the viewer um, just a split second to see the subtitles before the actual audio jumps in. And it looks terrible if your subtitles pop up right as the audio gets coming out. So that's why you put in some lead in, and you also got some lead out, which is nice to have. So if you can, make sure you have lead in and lead out. Okay? And next, what are we going to do next? Next we're going to go down to this next line. So let's go down to there. So what we're going to do is we click down here for the next line, and we can either drag these or we can click. So let's go ahead and click right there. Now, a lot of you and a lot of people will want to do this. They're going to want to put their end time right here, right after the audio finishes. But if you notice, there's a pink line right here, and there's also one right there. Now, what these pink lines indicate are scene changes, and they're very important. You need to remember this, because watch, we're going to scroll through the video and you're going to see a ton of them. Look at all those pink lines everywhere. Those are all the scene changes in the video. So if your audio just barely goes past the scene change, do not put your end time after the audio. Put it right on the scene change. And you'll know when you're on it because that line changes from pink to green. So let's go ahead and click there, and we're set. Let's click commit, and you're good. So let's come back up here and check it out. And now that we check it out, I'm going to go ahead and introduce two new buttons for you. This button right here, this will jump to the very first frame of the line that you're on, and this will jump to the last frame of the line that you're on. So let's go ahead and click on this one, and you can see we still have this scene right here. Okay, so let's go back to the first frame and let's play through by clicking this. Do it again. My video is choppy because I'm recording. I'm sorry about that. You see it stops and goes away right as the scene changes. Let's make this bigger so you can see it better. Yeah, let's do that again. One more time. See that? That's nice. Okay? Good. Now let's get rid of these times. Remember what I told you before. Click here, shift, hold it, click up here, come over here, enter, enter, gone. Alright, now let's say this line is something like this. And let's say that the line goes, you called for me, and then there's a pause right here, and then she says father. Alright, but you don't want to break the line down into two separate lines. You want to have just one line where part of it shows up first, and then right after the pause, the father comes up afterwards, on right up here. Now to do this, it's kind of tricky, but it's really easy once you get it down. Okay, so let's go look at our audio again. So our audio is up here. Let's say the you called for me part is this part right here, and then the pause is between here, and then this right here is the father. Okay, so let's go ahead and set the time for you called me. We'll go here, and you're gonna want to normally do it like this, but that's not how we're gonna do it for this. For this, you go all the way up to where the next part is. So we click here, and we click commit. Come back up here, and then right here, right after the dot dot dot, click, and you're gonna want to type it. You're gonna want to type this in. That little weird sign, and then you go like the forward slash or backslash, whatever that is, and then type in alpha, the ampersand sign, HFF ampersand, and then close the bracket. Now we press commit or enter, whichever one, and if we look at our video, you can see that what's after this alpha does not show up right here. Now to get the second part, let's go ahead and copy this, Control C, and then on this part, let's go ahead and edit it to that. But take out this part. You don't want that. Now hit commit. Now what's very important is that these two lines need to have the exact same amount of characters in the exact same characters, except for the second part should not have that alpha. Alright? If it doesn't have the exact same amount of characters, or the same ones, the line will slightly shift or move, and you don't want it to do that. So now right here, we're going to time this part, the second part, so that it looks like the first part came up and then the father comes up afterwards. So let's click right here and drag it to the scene change. Right there. But you want the start time of this line to be the very same as the end time of the last line. So let's look at that. And the last one was 2.84, but we have 2.82. So let's type in 4 and hit commit. And now we can watch it. See how it didn't move and then the father came up afterwards? That's what you do. That's called alpha timing. Now let's say you have a sign that comes up and you want to time that sign, but it's hard to do it with regular time. So you want to frame time it. So you click on the frame right here, and you got your start frame and your end frame right here. Alright? So to frame time, what I typically do is I'll play until I see it. And as soon as I see it, I hit this button, I hit this button right here, the play button, and it'll pause it really fast. Alright? And then you look over here, and this right here is your scene frame number. Alright? So you copy that. Let's say 1, 2, 3. Alright? So let me put 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, something like that. Alright? And let's say that 1, 2, 3 wasn't the exact same frame number that sign pops up on. That wasn't the first frame. I guarantee you that it's not going to be the same one. So you're going to have to go back and just kind of guesstimate, like put 119, and then hit commit, and then go back and see if that's the first frame. And remember what I told you about these two things? That's where these things come in very handy. Alright? And you do that until you get to the very first frame where this comes up on. And the very last frame. And then you're done with that.